look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to discuss with you today in today's reaction video, I'm going to discuss why so many modern women, black women in particular, why so many black women have failed marriages. Why are they going through failed relationships? Now, we're going to dive deep into this right quick. So give me a moment as I put it on your screen. I want you to check this out. Let's dig it.
We are taught to strive for marriage from birth. Marriage and family, that's all they teach us. You have to be careful because anybody can give you marriage and family, but an aligned, powerful, empowered marriage, healed, loving, respectful marriage, that's a little bit different.
It's very different.
A lot of bit different, right? So if you think about how us as women from childhood, we are bred to seek out marriage and a family, not seek out good character, not seek out, partnership, not seek out companionship, leadership,
just success,
respect. Just and not even always that. It might just be someone that looks good. So because we're taught to just get married, whatever that.
And I have to agree with them. A lot of times these women, they're being taught to get married, but they're not being taught what it takes to make a marriage survive. Now, we already know what we have already heard. We know that 80% of all filed divorces are by women. We know that number jumps up to 90% if they're educated, they have some type of degree. So what we are having today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of women who are successfully married, but do not have a successful marriage. These women are successfully getting married, but they cannot maintain a successful marriage. It's simply because of their points of view when it comes to gender roles. Women do not want to be told anything. They do not want a man to lead them. They don't understand that every man desires a traditional gender role. We want a woman who's going to submit to our authority and follow our direction and take heed to our correction. We are dealing with women who are so egotistical, so prideful that you cannot correct them. We are dealing with women who are so hard-headed that you cannot tell them how to dress. You cannot tell them how to act out in public because they feel that they are grown. They are grown women. They are grown women. But once you enter into a serious relationship, especially a marriage, those privileges that you loved when you were single has to come to an end. And that's on both sides because he is now responsible for you. He is responsible for providing. He is responsible for providing for his family. He is responsible for protecting his family. Now, a man cannot provide or protect a woman that would not follow his lead. A man cannot be looking over his back at the same time trying to lead you and correct you and have you treat him right. We are dealing with a very selfish generation of women right now. So they're being taught all these things, get an education, seek out a man, do all these things, but they're not being taught how to keep a man. They think if they sleep with you, that is enough. They think if they look good, that is enough. And most times, that's all that women have to offer. Their appearance and what they do in the bedroom. The majority of women cannot cook. And I mean it. If you can only cook a couple things, you're not still a cook. A woman should know how to cook breakfast, a variety of breakfast meals, a variety of lunches, a variety of dinners, a variety of desserts, a variety of holiday meals too, if that's something that y'all celebrate. It should not be limited. When we go back in the past and look at our grandmothers, and for some of us, even when we look at our mothers, they had enough domestic skill, a huge domestic skill set, to where they can cook almost anything in the kitchen. And if they didn't know how to cook something, they went to cookbooks, they experimented, and they figured it out. They also would clean the house. They didn't have attitudes about picking up their husband's dirty drawers or their children dirty drawers. They knew how to separate the colors from the whites when it came to washing clothes. That was not slavery, and that was not bondage. What that was responsibility. That was a marital duty of the woman. It amazes me how women don't want to be responsible for marital duties, but still want the man to be responsible for masculine marital duties. He is still required to do X, Y, and Z, which is still perceived to be traditional, while they walk around with a mustard back heifer asses, acting like a modern woman. So that is why you have so many failed marriages. This is why there are so many women who are walking around heartbroken because of them. It's their fault because they don't understand how to keep a relationship growing. Nowadays, women are ending the relationships because they are chaotic, they are rebellious, they are stubborn, they are smart mouthed, they are mean spirited and hateful hearted, and they are jealous. This generation of woman will not only be jealous of her co-workers, but she will also be jealous of her husband. She'll be jealous of her boyfriend. She'll be jealous of her fiance, simply because the things that he is doing is working out fine for him. But when she tries to do something, it may be failing. And then you will have these weird relationships where the woman intentionally try to hold him back. She becomes dead weight because she doesn't want him to rise. She doesn't want him to get further up the ladder. These type of relationships are real. There are people who are trapped in these relationships right now. Let's keep going.
Married, whatever that means, start a family, whatever that means. Statistically, if 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce and more of those marriages are initiated by the wife than the husband, then it's actually proven that this thing that they're teaching us is not the truth.
Yeah.
Don't seek marriage. Seek a partnership that is aligned, that whoever has leadership, that is trusting, that is respectful, that is loving, that is kind, that is compassionate, that actually wants to evolve and grow as the years go on, right?
Now, there's no such thing as a partnership in that, okay? You cannot be a partner or have a partnership when you are the head of household. It's like being in the Navy. On the aircraft carrier, you had the air boss and you had the, I think it was the mini boss. They both were bosses on the flight deck, okay, when the ship was out. The air boss had more power than the captain of the ship when we are deployed, when we go to war, okay? Because he could tell on the flight deck the jets to go do. He had all the power on that thing, right? Everybody worked with the air boss. Now, even though you had a mini boss, think of it like the president and the vice president. The mini boss, he was a boss. He had authority, but yet he had to yield to the recognized superior authority, which was the air boss. For you people who Navy like me, you know what I'm talking about. Now, for you who are not, the vice president, even though she has power, she has to yield to the recognized superior authority over her. She has to conform to the president because he has the last say so. That's how it is in a relationship, especially a marriage. She has some responsibilities, she has some power and some authority, but she has to yield to the recognized higher superior authority, which is the husband. This is why you got the term head of household, because he is the head. Now, women like to rebuttal with some foolishness and say, well, you're the head, I'm the neck. Anything to get close to that position of power where she can feel as if she's close to leadership. You're not the neck. You are the tail. Okay? Especially for you Christian women who want to say you're Christian. You're not the tail. You're not the neck. You're not the shoulder. You're not any of that shit. You are the tail. You're at the bottom of the totem pole. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. The man is the leader, and you have to have a good leader. A lot of you women choose messed up men, and then when you get with a messed up man, now you want to say, I'll never submit to another man. That was your fault. That was your choice. Now, let me put a woman on the screen. She's going to tell you that her whole purpose is to be with a man. That is really y'all purpose, to serve God and to be with a husband and raise children. That's really what it is, but y'all got shit so ass backwards. Now, let me go ahead and put this lady on the screen. Enough of me talk. 1 second, y'all. I'll put it on there. I think you might find what she had to say quite interesting because she hit the nail on the head in my most humble opinion.
I'm gonna just get this off my chest, and I don't care if y'all don't understand. Y'all don't have to understand. But, right, I operate better when I'm in a relationship. And I'm going to tell you why I operate better when I'm in a relationship. Because, like, there's something, like, I can't really tell y'all, but I can try to tell y'all, right? Like, doing things for a man, I like to do. Like, I want to try my best to make sure the house is clean for you. I want to try my best to make sure you're fed every night. There's food on the table. And I want to try to make sure that we're always doing something exciting and that, we're making different types of money moves. I like doing that with a man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what that is called? That is called a wife mindset, because she has an attitude of cooperation. She has an attitude of servitude. She has an attitude of being a subservient to a recognized higher authority that resides over her. The higher authority provides an umbrella or covering over that woman. That husband, that man, is the covering of a woman. Now, even if that's a boyfriend and you're in a serious relationship, even if that's just a fiance or your husband, even in relationships, when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, the man is still perceived to be as a covering of protection for his woman. This is why when women go out and her man is there and another man disrespects his woman, he jumps in the way to, no, as they used to say, defend her honor. Stuff like that, because it is the man's innate nature to be a protector of something that he feels is belonging to him. You are the property of your husband. That's why you take on your husband's last name. Those children that you yield to your husband belong to the husband in you, but it belongs to the husband especially because those children take on the last name. You only put your name on things that belong to you. Your car note and your name shows that that's your vehicle that you're responsible to pay for. Your mortgage has your last name on it as well, showing that that belongs to you, that you are responsible for the payment of that home. Everything that you put your last name on, majority of the time, shows ownership. And when you meet a woman who wants to marry and doesn't want to take on your last name, but wants to put a hyphen between her maiden last name and your last name, she's not your woman. Like Jada Pinkett Smith, it's supposed to be Jada Smith, not Jada Pinkett Smith. It will be Jada Smith. When a woman says, I don't want to do that, she is not 100% into you. She has not bought into your idea of being in a relationship, a monogamous relationship, a fruitful relationship at all. She has to submit. Whenever a woman says, I don't want your last name, I'll put your last name on my last name as an add-on, as if your last name is some type of accessory, like a belt, like a purse, like a hat to go with your outfit, then that woman is not humble and she is not the woman for you. And most times women who do that, who take that hyphen name, put your name with their name and all the other shit, most times those relationships don't work out. The red flag is always there. Whenever a woman would not yield and submit and take on a man's last name, she is going to cause you hell down the road. Period. She's still trying to struggle to hold on to some type of independence because she doesn't want to let herself go and be vulnerable. But marriage is vulnerability. Relationships exposes vulnerability. Okay? It just is what it is. You are going to be hurt, or you open yourself up to the possibility of being hurt whenever you choose to get into a relationship. And that can be man or woman. It just is what it is. Let's keep going.
Saying when I'm in a relationship, it's my favorite part and everything. And when I'm out of a relationship, right, and there's nothing for me to take care of, like when I'm not taking care of a man, right, and I just have to take care of myself, I literally don't like it. I don't like it. But you want to know why I don't like it? Because it's like, what can I show from just taking care of myself? I can't show anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get married and I want to have kids. That's like, you get what I'm saying? That's something to show for all your hard work. You have kids, you got a family, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And if I can't eventually show that and I'm still doing all this work and all this shit and I'm not growing with the person, it just feels fucking pointless. Like, it literally feels pointless to me. Like, and
she's right. What good is it to be a millionaire? What good is it to have all these things but don't have someone to share it with? Now, you can't share it with just anybody, not with today's woman, but even with the man. You can get all these things, accumulate all this wealth, but you're going to want to have someone there to share it with, someone else to tell your stories to when you're excited about closing a deal, or when you're excited about something. You want to have someone there that's going to say, that's a good job, baby. I believed in you. You know what I mean? You're the leader of the house, or, you're a good woman and all this stuff. You want to hear these words of affirmation and encouragement and approval. You want validation. All of us want validation to some extent. So when a woman is out there getting all these degrees and all this shit like that, she's miserable at the end because she done accomplished so much, but she has not accomplished her ability to be with a man. Think about what I'm saying here. Women will get lonely. The older they get, the more lonelier, excuse me, I don't know why I'm stumbling. The older a woman gets, the more lonely she becomes. And the loneliness comes in waves, meaning Monday, she might feel depressed. She might feel very down. She might feel extremely lonely. That's when the waves come in. Like when you're at the beach, the water comes to the sand, right? And then it goes back into the ocean. So when the loneliness hit her on Monday, she feels down and out. She tries to go be around her girlfriend, drink or something, go to brunch or something, do something to help her get past that emotion. And then on Tuesday, it goes away. Just like the water at the beach goes back out to the sea, the wave go back out there, she's back cool again. But just like those waves at the beach, it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. And when you get older as a woman, as that loneliness comes and goes, every time it comes to you, the older you get, the more intense it's going to feel. You're going to start looking around at everything that you wished you had, and it won't have nothing to do with your material possessions. You're going to look at your friends or people you know who have children. You're going to look at people who have long-lasting relationships. You're going to look at the fact that there's somebody getting older with somebody else, getting gray hair with someone else, not being alone, not dying alone. And this is real talk. Y'all better wake the fuck up, man. Life is not a game, man. Put aside your ego and your pride, lady, and submit to a man and make yourself happy. Like they say, help me help you. Don't be a musty back heifer.
everybody is going to say, oh, because, you need to love yourself more and everything, and you just need to learn how to be alone. No, I'm a woman and I'm made to nurture. And if I have nothing to fucking nurture, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, I can take care of myself regardless, but it feels way better, 10 times better, taking care of yourself, taking care of a man. Like, it just feels better. So then you have a family and you can take care of your family. I'm telling you that, I feel like that feels way better to me than just taking care of myself. Like, but, everybody gonna be like, oh, you're just afraid to be alone. No, I'm just a woman that likes to be in her femininity or whatever. I can't even say that word, but that's what I feel like it is. Like, come on now.
She talked like a feminine woman, didn't she? Okay. Well, anyway, you let me know what you think about this subject matter, this topic in the comments, and I'll be giving y'all a holler pretty soon. Y'all be safe now, you hear?